States of to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, let the minutes show all members are present except Mr. Slobodnik and Mr. Paul.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll just take a hot moment here to see if my Facebook page is going to work for the streaming. So just bear with me for a moment. So I don't think my event that I created is enough.
Mouse pad, something that's on slide. That's just like. There. Once you're rainbow.
Yeah. It's gonna have to go to my webcam. Oh, here. Can't find my owl.
Yeah, it's not red.
Was just trying to link it to Facebook.
Yeah. I have no idea. I have a couple people on Teams, so I know it's working. Is there somebody smarter in the room that wants to take a look at them? I guess we're doing Teams. I do have one person joining us, so. And it is being recorded, and I usually try to post it right after the meeting, so. Yeah. All right, just a quick note before we begin. So just according to our current resolution 2 of 2026, we just want to make sure that everybody knows that this meeting is being live streamed, not on Facebook since I can't get it to work, but it is being live streamed through Microsoft Teams. We do have a few people online. It will be recorded and it will also be posted later, hopefully this evening, if not, usually by tomorrow. Currently, resolution 2 of 2026, I've had a lot of discussion and concern that has been brought via email, via telephone, a couple of Facebook posts about the legality of the policy itself. I did ask around to a couple of solicitors that I know just been working in the management field, and also our new solicitor. They did come back with a memo that's, she didn't send it to me yet, but verbally we did speak on the phone, and she said that in her opinion, the policy itself is legal. So we can approach this. And we're going to talk about this later in the agenda. We'll have discussion on this item, but we can approach this one of two ways as a borough council. You can choose to uphold the portion under question, which is having people in the audience announce that they're recording, or we can strike that line if the majority of you just feel that it's just excessive. So at this point, according to our solicitor, it's a personal choice. So if we want to remove it or if we want to keep it. And so I just wanted to provide that advice from the solicitor to council. And we're going to move through the agenda, but of course we will discuss and have discussion on those items. But I wanted to make that note. So if anybody is willing, the policy does ask people who are live recording, since we haven't voted to change or to remain the same, to announce that. So I'll give a brief moment if anybody would like to do that. And then our president may take over the rest of the meeting.
For the record, I'm recording. I'm not changing.
Thank you.
Anybody? Okay, all right. Burn manager,
Yes. Before I get started, I am just going to make a brief post on Facebook. Letting people know that our Microsoft Teams is working, but Facebook is eluding me.
yeah, okay.
Thank you for the brief pause. So I decided to do a verbal borough manager's report this week, only because we have so much detail in the agenda. And normally, as we go through each of these items, I usually have one or two things to say about those items anyway. So I'll kind of incorporate my borough manager report into our discussions this evening. I think that will help move the meeting along a little bit faster than what we normally do. The solicitor has no written report at this time. The police chief's report is detached. And, so I'll turn it over to Brian.
I guess first we should open the bid for the phase 5 project. I have it right. It looks like we had 3 plan holders. Looks like we only have one actual bid. So, so bids were due at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So the only one we here to have is M&B Services, who did the other 2 phases. The other could be, well, the other 2 halves of the phase 4. So. So their bid is $686,715.49. That is within budget. But our estimate was 750,000. So yeah, and that's the only bid we have. So
Yeah.
Later in the meeting, I'm assuming we would be looking for is, which we can do it either this meeting or the next meeting, will be a big deal. Get award the bid, get award the bid pending. I'll review the documents if you're good with the contract or with the bids. Or you could wait for the next meeting, I could review, we could send you the formal recommendation. And then you could award it at the next, at your the second meeting of the month. So.
Yeah, I think that would be.
What are the numbers again, Brock?
686, 715 and 49 cents.
Okay, and the other one, 750.
No, that was the only one.
No, I know, but I mean,
Our estimate,
Yeah.
our estimate was 750. The grant budget's a little bit higher than that. So. Considering these, the grant application, the curb and sidewalk portion of it was from 2021 and the light one was from 2023 or 24. I'm very happy with those numbers. So, yeah. Okay. So beyond that, phase 4 is complete. I didn't hear, with the exception of there was restoration work needed to be done. They were supposed to be there last week. My understanding is they were. We'll send somebody up to take a look and make sure everything was good. Did you, Perry, did they pull out or were they?
Yeah, they're done down there now with the restoration. Everything looks good. We'll have to see once everything starts growing, but yeah, they did a nice job. They brought in plenty of topsoil, lots of straw.
Okay.
They did a nice job.
So what we'll do then is hopefully everything grows and then before the end of the growing season, we'll do another inspection. If nothing grows, we'll make sure we notify them so they can be handled under the warranty period. So that would be this fall then. So we'll keep an eye on it. Like I said, we'll send somebody up just to confirm that we're good with everything. And then that'll close that project out, and obviously other than the warranty period, which is a year from substantial, so.
One thing, I know, you talked about a surge protector. You were talking about maybe, trying to get at it into our.
Correct. So, yeah, so I think we're waiting, we're
Real
waiting.
quick, what happened was we had a power outage on the lower end of town. And when they brought the power back on, they brought it on, I think only on one phase. And, in my house, the the ground faults were chattering and everything. It was a mess.
That's because one leg was powered, not both.
Right. And, we melted
It was a timer, I think, like.
a coil that pulls the contactors in.
Okay.
And melted all that down.
So yeah, and there's no, there, and obviously we tied into the existing panel that was there, and there was no surge protection, so there is money left over in the grant. Rodney is working on getting a price for that, and, also verifying that whether or not the grant will pay for it, which my hope is it will, so we don't have an answer for that yet, but.
Yeah, I
but
think
that-
that might be a weak spot in our control system down there.
Well, yeah, I mean, the big thing, to keep in mind, with surge protection, the expectation was it was with a power outage, but they're only gonna handle, you could still have surges that will exceed it, especially if it's associated with lightning strike or something. But at a minimum though, for the situation you have here, where it was, probably associated with the power company and how they turn everything back on. We've seen lots of issues with connection to the power company, Minnesota, it will certainly help with that. It'll aid in it, and you guys have some great money, so if DCDs won't pay for it. If we believe that it's needed, then there's no reason not to.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we'll follow up with that, so.
Harry, the repairs to that have been made.
Yes, yeah, they came in, they're gonna send a bill to the rec authority. And once we get the bill, then, I don't know how we're gonna handle that, if we gotta talk with the borough about it, or if just the rec authority's gonna pay for it. But it's not covered under any kind of construction, because, it was like a act of God kind of a thing.
Correct, that wouldn't be a warranty
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But, okay, they did it while they were on site doing.
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
stuff. Well, that works.
They did a good job for us. I appreciate them coming in and troubleshooting it, figuring it out for me. I knew what it was. I just didn't want to dig into it too much.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been very pleased with them and being.
Yeah, they were very good with us. Yeah.
It'd been on this one, so. So yeah, we'll follow up with that. As far as phase 5, obviously we opened the only bid we had there. So we're still working on obviously the last easement. So we'll have to go through that process for accommodation there, so. And my understanding is the last of the issues with the borough's ECMS account is taken care of with PennDOT. I don't know that we've seen the actual permit. You seen anything? I haven't been on it at all.
I haven't seen anything.
So last I talked to Rodney, I think I didn't talk to him today or Thursday. We still hadn't received the permit, so we're waiting for that. One of the big things up in the air there is, we really are hoping that PennDOT doesn't try to put an inspector there for the duration while we're on there, because there's no need for it. It's in a sidewalk and shoulder. We kind of argued with them a little bit. They didn't really say which direction they were gonna go when they issued the permit. What we're waiting on. There's absolutely no need to send an inspector down for the duration of that from PennDOT, because you're paying for it. So. As far as Blair Street Truck Restoration Engineering Study, we did get approval from PennDOT for the placement of those signs. We'll have to talk to the folks in the public works department. I don't know if that'll be you, Fran, or whether it'll be handled after you're retired, but so we'll work with you on that. Ultimately, I should have a final study before the next meeting, so we just got that approval last week.
I did see the specs on the signs on your report.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can go over that, but ultimately we need that approval before we can finalize the study. At that point, then you should be good to go with restricting trucks, putting the signs up, so.
Okay.
So we'll have that for you next month. And then I did solicit quotes for the speed study. And on, I guess that'd be Terrace Circle, And then, the North Railroad Street and Lee Street, stop sign study. So, but I didn't get the, I didn't get the costs until, too close to the meeting, but I did go over there with Michaela and we'll go over that here. I don't know if later in the meeting or not, so. And other than that, everything else, everybody has any questions?
Any questions for Brian? Public work?
Okay, supplied my report to everyone. Does anyone have any questions?
Fran, do you want to talk a little bit about your like parking schedule?
Oh.
You don't have to like name them off the top of your head, but just letting residents know, about what we're gonna be working on. So we'll get started on that. I know the weather's been kind of colder, so we're waiting for materials.
Yeah. Well, today we started, milling, some of the spots, 6 tons worth, and they basically concentrated on Farron Street and the start of, Orchard Street. And we're gonna use 6 tons of blacktop there, and we're gonna do that tomorrow. We have to mill one day and, get the blacktop the following day, because it has to be ordered ahead of time now. Throughout Ward 2, there's been numerous holes that we have marked out in white, okay? And there are a couple that's down on Ward 1, Lee Street, and a couple other spots. We don't have anything marked for, Ward 3 because of the water project that's going on. However, we do have some more, potholes marked out in, Rex Alley, behind the smoke shop. And maybe, one over there right behind Washco's, where Washco's Auto Supply used to be. That's our pothole list for right now. Okay, we've been in communication with, Continental Construction as far as them maintaining, paying closer attention to maintaining the excavated ditches that, they have throughout Ward 3. And, Matt Hanna has assured me that, he'll have someone keep an eye on that throughout the process. And that's the best we can do there. Okay, let me see, on, Wednesday, May 13th, we met with Kaharchik, Construction Company, who has the contract to maintain our traffic signals in town. He went over the traffic light system with us, as far as the control box and everything that's in it. What to do for troubleshooting and some general education on all 3 of these traffic lights that we have. And then, another note is Jamie and Logan are gonna attend a flagger class on June 8th with the water company. At a cost of $75 a person, which is a bargain, and then they'll be certified for 2 years. I'm not going, sorry.
Sure.
I could send you, you wanna go?
Well, you don't want me to on my area.
That's all I have.
Okay, any other questions for Fran? Okay, you can pump it back up to the chief. Do you have anything to add or?
No, other than we did have an accident, a minor motor vehicle accident at North Railroad in Lee, right at that intersection that we're doing that study. on. Stop sign.
Any questions, please? Okay, at this time, need a motion to go out of order for executive session. Motion made by Mr. Cadwalder, second by Mr. Portash. All in favor? Aye. Nays? Motion carries 5-0.
How am I supposed to stay?
Yeah, okay, at this time, motion to go into executive session for legal matters related to case 2025-477 and 2017-4082. Motion made by Ron Cadwalder, second by Mr. Portash. All in favor? Aye. Nays? Motion carries 5-0 to enter executive session for legal matters in reference to this case.
Well, Hooters is.
I'm so whiny.
Catch you later.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for
Good night.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, good time. Need a motion to go back into our regular scheduled session. Motion made by Mr. Cadwalder, second by Mr. Harrison. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays, motion carries 5-0. Okay, there will be a motion later in our agenda that, we'll be talking about and that we discussed in executive session. So once we get to that, we'll decide on that was discussed in executive session. Okay, item 3, correspondence.
Thank you. So I tried something new this meeting. I made a list of the correspondence that I received. We did have a lot of correspondence about some code violations and some issues dealing with like Continental and some of the water and sewer projects. So I compiled some of them here. And later in the packet, you'll see that there's also a correspondence report. So basically I said, here is the issue and here's what we did to try to address it. So, you know, we're catching up on some code enforcement issues with LMIA. We did not have a report this month, but we should possibly have one on July meeting to touch base on. And a lot of those issues include trash challenges. Some of them also include the property there with the chimney that's falling down. So we're working through those. So are there any questions on any of the correspondence are attached? There is a correspondence from Mr. Vaughn that we will talk about later in the meeting, but other than that one, does anybody have questions?
All right, item 4, citizens input on agenda items. If you don't have more than 5 minutes, will be allowed for visitors.
Mr. Vaughn,
I will defer to the non-agenda items. Thank you.
thank you. Sure. Yes, ma'am. Do you want to speak? Huh? Do you want to speak?
Yes, please.
You can go ahead. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I wanted to address, the concerns of the sub pumps flowing out onto the side streets. Gillespie Avenue is atrocious. It smells, it has algae, it's scummy, it's a safety issue all year long. Winter with ice, summer with animals, kids, it's ruining the lawns down there, and it also, from running down so much, so frequent, it has started a sinkhole that has to keep being filled in every couple months. And it's a nuisance, and I think that it needs addressed to the Department of Protection to come test it. Because it's ruining the value of our property, it's concern for animals, drinking out of it, kids are down there playing in it, it's disgusting. And
I was gonna say, I know the guy that lives across the street from you up there. Well, I know that's his sump pump. Is there any more down there?
yeah, you got Nate Howard's, which he sold that house on the corner that pumps out every 10 minutes atrociously. Then the next house is Lisa's, hers pumps out. And then on my side of the street, the Smith guy beside me is pumping out, Arabises are pumping out. I mean, the township did put a drain on my side of the road
Yeah,
because of the water problems addressed years ago.
yeah, we work with the township. put
Yeah,
that in when
And
stuff
that was great, that drain's great, but like across the street, it's, something needs done.
Is this Gillespie and Maple? Where's this at?
Yeah, right there by the old sewing factory.
Yeah.
Below Maple Street.
Well, Maple.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
I mean,
at the
I know
township.
the township and borough line stops where the curb stop.
Yeah,
Which one's
Yep.
in front of my house and one's in front of the one across the street. And, but they're coming from the borough down. So, I mean, can something be done, an ordinance set about mandatory in a pit? The one on Jefferson Avenue is causing the road to deteriorate because they disguised it in their rain spout to make it look like it's rain spout instead of a sump pump. And it stays a continuous pond over there. I mean, something really needs done about it. It's becoming just an issue safety wise and hazard. But, Logan, you do a great job. When you street clean on my side of the street, I'm happy with it, but you can't do across the street. You can't get that mess up. You know what I mean? Because they have cars parked there constantly because those people have no driveways. You know, and they have small children over there and it freezes. And once it freezes and then it continues to pump, it just freezes further and further out onto the street that there's gonna be a terrible accident.
Added
Something
winter
needs
maintenance,
addressed about it.
added winter maintenance. There's times we have to go out with the salt and scatter.
Yeah, you guys did it in front of my house lots of times, but like across the street is horrendously terrible. And Wesley, it keeps his whole front yard a soggy mess. You know, and we have football games and everything else down there. If somebody's gonna fall, somebody's gonna get hurt. You know, I get in front of Wesley's house is township, Wesley Miller's house, but it's out of hand. They're digging over there right now. Now would be a great time to throw a drain in there. Just throwing that out there, but something needs done about it.
I know there's nothing in our ordinance that prevents people from putting their sump pumps out in the street.
Yeah,
Okay, so.
maybe something needs addressed about it because it's becoming a safety issue and it's like I
And
said,
there's gonna be a lot more in the future too, as the sewer's gonna be replaced in Ward 2, like what, in 2 years? So there's gonna be a lot of sump pumps put out up there too, probably.
but that one at the Howard House, it just pumps out every 10 minutes like a mad gush.
What's the house number about where the Howard House is, where you're at? What are the house numbers? We're looking,
You know where the soap factory is on the corner?
yeah,
His is a brick house right across from it.
Right.
There's two matching bricks.
It's a
Yeah,
corner.
she just sold
Corner
it.
of Kennard Street.
Yeah, they're identical.
2 tan brick ones on the right side.
Yeah, they're
That's Kennard right there, right?
Oh, we're converted.
1512 and 1510, maybe. Something like that, 1512, 1510 from the.
And then the four will be the next one down from the.
Yeah,
About 35 seconds left on it.
but I just wanted to address that, see if there's something we could do. I mean, I would like to contact DEP and have them test the water because it's very nasty. And I didn't know safety issues. I don't wanna see you guys get sued because somebody got hurt. That's all I had to say.
Sherry.
You're welcome, friend.
Yeah, thank you. We can certainly look into whether or not there's something we could do.
Yeah, it's becoming a major problem.
Thank you. I have Matt from Milton here.
I just signed up for a few minutes.
Thank you. Miss Kinley, did she leave? I think she left.
Yeah, she's gone.
And Mr. Schoenfeld. Do you have anything to say, sir?
No.
Okay,
Except thank you.
sounds good. I'll take the positive. All right, that's everybody on the list.
Okay, item 5, minutes of previous meetings, minutes from the May 18th, 2026 council meeting were distributed before the meeting.
I just want to jump in really quick. Those are the ones that we don't have done. Okay. Those aren't quite done yet. So if we could just table that one, we'll get it next time.
Okay, motion to table item 5, minutes from previous meeting made by Mr. Portash, second by Mr. Harrison. All in favor? Nays, motion carries 5-0. Item 6, treasurer's report and bills to be paid. Total revenue, $13,134.36. Motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented. Motion made
No,
by
wait,
Ron Cadwater.
oh, treasurer's report, okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, second by Mr. Harrison. Questions? Remarks?
Discussion.
Okay, Mr. Cadwater?
Yes.
Mr. Scarton?
Yes.
Mr. Harrison?
Yes.
Mr. Portash?
Yes.
Myself, Mr. Wozniak, yes, motion carries 5-0. Item 7B, motion to approve the list of bills to be paid in the amount of $26,559.93. List of bills to be paid was presented, which were distributed prior to the meeting. Need a motion? Motion made by Mr. Scarton, second by Mr.
I
Cadwalder.
have a question. That's about the bills to be paid.
Okay.
Is that like the Portage Power Wash bill here? Is that the one where?
That's on one of them. The power washer.
Yeah,
So I'm pretty sure our power washer was like given to us by Jesus. So it was super old. Wait, what was it? Right, over 20 years at least, right?
Oh, 25, 30,
25.
yeah.
It was completely shot and, the Public Works team really worked hard to try to fix it, but the model is so old. But it would cost the same amount almost to fix it than it would to buy a new one. So, we didn't have capital money available, so we did purchase.
okay, that's what that was. Okay, thank you. I
Okay,
apologize,
No,
Mr.
that's
President.
Great question.
motion to approve the list of bills. Motion made by Mr. Cadwalder, second by Mr. Portash. Okay, questions, remarks? Question. Okay, Mr. Cadwalder.
Yes.
Mr. Scarton,
Yes.
Mr. Harrison,
Yes.
Mr. Portash.
Yes.
Myself, Mr. Wozniak, yes, motion carries 5-0. Okay, item C, a motion to approve ordinance number 12 of 2026, authorizing the condemnation and taking by eminent domain of temporary construction and permanent sidewalk easements on property owned by Harmon and Army Investment Group LLC, tax map number 46-020-105.000 for public sidewalk improvements. Motion made by Mr. Cadwalder, second by Mr. Portash. Questions, remarks? Question. Mr. Cadwalder,
Yes.
Mr. Scarton,
Yes.
Mr. Harrison,
Yes.
Mr. Portash.
Yes.
Myself, Mr. Wozniak, yes, motion carries 5-0. Item D, motion to approve a quitclaim deed conveying the borough's interest in a vacated, unopened 15-foot wide alley between parcel A, DBV 1197 PG 85 and parcel B, DBV 1197 PG 85 to Benjamin G. and Sue E. Schoenfeld. Need a motion. Motion made by Mr. Portash, second by Mr. Scarton. Questions, remarks? Question. Mr. Cadwalder.
Yes.
Mr. Scarton.
Yes.
Mr. Harrison.
Yes.
Mr. Portash.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, item E,
Can I jump in on this one?
yes.
All right, so item B is a motion to approve the scheduled June 15th public hearing and approve moving the public hearing to the July 20th meeting. And this is regarding the speed limit ordinance on Terrace Circle. So Brian did speak to me earlier today. He did receive the quotes for the traffic study. So anytime we do specific ordinance changes that have to do with road infrastructure, a lot of times you have to have a traffic study. PennDOT requires that. The Pennsylvania Department of Highway Administration requires it. So we were talking about some options and the quote came back pretty high. It came back about $5,700 for the study, which in my opinion, as borough manager, was high. I've seen them come in lower. So talking about some options because child safety in the community is really important. So what can we do to avert that cost? A new type of speed hump that has been used by some of our neighboring municipalities includes Hollidaysburg and also State College. They are safe for plow trucks. So the way that you go over them protects the plow from being damaged. And it's also very efficient for slowing down speeds. I've personally been over them in Hollidaysburg. If you go any faster than 5 miles per hour, you're gonna probably do some damage to your car. So I think that at this time, we should table this specific motion for now and work with Fran and Logan to get a quote to see what that speed hump price would be instead. Just because it would save us some money. And at the end of the day, because of the way that the circle is presented, the traffic study consultant noted that it might not be a passable project, so there might not be enough traffic going through there to even warrant the speed limit change. And so instead of paying, I'm rounding up $6,000 for a study that they might deny to us, perhaps we can do the speed humps there instead, and then politely ask the Johnstown Housing Authority to assist us with that cost, as possibly that they should do that if they ever decide to speak to us again.
Yes.
So that would be my recommendation as borough manager, to table the motion and to explore the option with the speed hump in collaboration, hopefully, with the Johnstown Housing Authority.
Okay, at this time, need a motion to table item E.
And is there any discussion?
So,
Oh, I forgot to ask if there's any questions.
any questions?
Good with that.
Okay, Mr. Portash made the motion, second by Mr. Harrison. Questions, remarks?
Question.
Mr. Cadwalder,
Yes.
Mr. Thornton,
Yes.
Mr. Harrison,
Yes.
Mr. Portash.
Yes.
Myself, yes, motion carries 5-0. Item F.
Thank you. So I will address item F. I addressed this a little bit at the beginning of our meeting. Item F is listed as a motion to approve an amendment to resolution number 2 of 2026, which is our open public comment, recording and streaming and visitor participation policy. I did receive an email correspondence from Mr. Vaughn Jr., who certainly did his due diligence in researching the policy that we had put into place. And Mr. Vaughn raised some really great points and argued his side very well. So I decided to honor that and kind of look at it from my perspective as borough manager, and to get feedback from not only our solicitor, but as I noted earlier, some of the solicitors in our surrounding area. Our specific solicitor noted that she felt that the template itself was valid and legal, and that we could choose to continue to use it if we would like to. However, I do recognize that some challenges arose at the last meeting, when the president, Mr. Wozniak, whose job it is to manage the meeting, tried to help enforce that policy. There was some misunderstanding. So from my perspective as borough manager, you know, that you got to choose what hill you want to die on. One of my jobs is to make sure that we're safeguarding taxpayer dollars. And I know that it's the council's wish to, you know, keep safe taxpayer dollars. And so I don't think that we want to spend frivolously on legal issues that, you know, we could just mutually agree upon. I think it's the vision of the council that the policy is sound, but, you know, in order to make sure that we're taking care of taxpayer dollars and not causing any undue hardships financially to our solicitor budget, which is low to begin with. You know, I will leave that up to council, whether or not they'd like to strike that for the sake of saving taxpayer monies, or if they'd like to keep it as it is. So I will open the table up for questions from council for me if they have any.
We just do like a motion to strike if maybe, or.
So if you want to strike it, read the motion as it is.
Sure.
If you make a motion to keep it.
For the motions made, though, I just want to state that, you know, our policy has absolutely nothing to do with the First Amendment being violated. Has absolutely nothing to do with being, you know, hard about allowing our citizens to do what they feel is within their constitutional rights. The reason why we might step back from this is just because we're so tired of frivolous lawsuits brought by one person or two people at all times, and just constantly, you know, making us, you know, it gets very frustrating for me to justify us being the bad person that we're trying to deny other people's constitutional rights. Well, we're just trying to do the best that we can do here as we're sitting at these tables. We have absolutely no problem with anybody recording or audio taping our meetings. Absolutely none at all. None at all. All we asked was just a little bit of a cordial, just be cordial with one another here. In case somebody doesn't want their name or their image or their voice recorded, so that they would realize that things are getting recorded. But that's just how I feel. It's just a shame that, we always have to look at frivolous things around here. It's just a constant, it just gets old. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, so just want me to,
So somebody has to make a motion, and that motion would be whether to
okay, yeah.
strike the sentence.
Okay, so motion, on the table, either to approve or strike the amendment resolution number 2 of 2026, the open public comment.
And just for clarification, if this motion makes it, that it would strike on page 2 of the policy, recording and streaming policy, number 1, sentence 1.
Okay, motion, Mr. Spartan, your motion.
To strike them.
Okay, motion made by Mr. Spartan to strike the,
Requirement.
requirements of the open public comment, recording and streaming and visitor participation policy. Need a second. Second by Mr. Portash. Questions, remarks?
Question.
Mr. Cadwater.
Yes.
Mr. Spartan,
Yes.
Mr. Harrison,
Yes.
Mr. Portash.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Motion carries 5-0 to strike the policy. Okay, item G. Anything on that?
Just renewing, we're just gonna renew the, police protection agreement, pretty standard.
All right, a motion to approve the addendum to the agreement for police protection and threat assessment coordination between the Borough of Portage, the Township of Portage, and the Portage Area School District to incorporate Act 47 threat assessment mandates and define school police officer responsibilities. Motion made by Mr. Cadwater, second by Mr. Harrison. Questions, remarks? Question. Okay, Mr. Cadwater.
Yes.
Mr. Scarton.
Yes.
Mr. Harrison.
Yes.
Mr. Portash.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Motion carries 5-0. Item H.
I'll just add a little bit of background on this. So everybody's aware that we had some challenges with the secretary back in October, November, December of last year. So there were some accounting errors that were made. And we did pull in a couple of local consultants to help us try to reconcile that. We have not filed our final ACFR yet with DCED. We do have an automatic extension for that until December 31st, but the sooner we get it in is the better. And the consultants that we were working with have a couple of $1,000s. I believe it might be 18,000 that they're still looking to reconcile. So there is a company before you this evening, Wessel and Company, that provides outsourced municipal accounting and financial management advisory services. They've been used by Bedford County and a couple of other local municipalities and county administrations. And they've agreed to kind of assist us in an ad hoc basis for a minimum of 1 hour, not to exceed 30 hours per month. I don't think we're ever going to use that. And also they will be providing some financial training to our new secretary so that we can ensure that that doesn't happen again. So motion before you is just to approve their proposal. And similar to the solicitor contract, it's just on a per hourly basis.
Okay, item H, a motion to approve an advisory service proposal from Wessel and Company. Provide outsourced municipal accounting and financial management advisory services. Billed on a direct hourly basis. Partner $395 to $410, manager $190 to $250, senior $145 to $185, staff $105 to $125, for a minimum of 1 hour and not to exceed 30 hours per month. Motion made by Mr. Portash, second by Mr. Cadwater. Questions, remarks? Question. Mr. Cadwalder,
Yes.
Mr. Scarton.
Yes.
Mr. Harrison,
Yes.
Mr. Portash.
Yeah.
Myself, yes, motion carries 5-0. Okay, item I,
So background information, our contract with Pro Disposal is expiring in August, so we will have to issue an RFP. Pretty standard. So I've outlined that process, which is the next 2 pages of the agenda. So if there's any questions on that, it's pretty standard.
okay, motion to approve authorization to advertise a request for proposals RFP for 5-year municipal target and recycling service contract effective upon the expiration of the current contract in August 2026. Motion made by Mr. Cadwalder, second by Mr. Portash. Questions, remarks?
Question.
Mr. Cadwalder,
Yes.
Mr. Scarton.
Yes.
Mr. Harrison.
Yes.
Mr. Portash.
Yes.
Myself, yes, motion carries 5-0. Okay, item J,
Just some background. So this was a pending litigation from 2017. The county court case was 2017-4082. That was our roofing issue, so we've been fighting that for quite some time now. We finally have a settlement on that. I don't quite remember what the total cost of the roof repair was supposed to be. I think it was about 156,000. But we were able to work through a settlement and get a compromise of 35,000. So we just need to approve the check payment of 35,000 to American Roofing Inc., and we can get that off our list.
a motion to approve the settlement and release agreement in the matter of American Roofing Incorporated versus the Borough of Portage, Cambria County, case number 2017-4082. As detailed in the document, American Roofing release PDF authorizing a compromise payment of 35,000 to American Roofing Incorporated. Motion by Mr. Scarton, second by Mr. Harrison. Questions, remarks? Question. Okay, Mr. Cadwalder.
Yes.
Mr. Scarton.
Yes.
Mr. Harrison.
Yes.
Mr. Portash.
Yes.
Myself, yes, motion carries 5-0. Item K.
Thank you. So this has to do with the meeting that I missed a couple weeks ago. This is regarding the fence variance for Mr. and Mrs. Billings at 904 Gillespie Avenue. And there was a question about what they were replacing or constructing. So the question at the time, to my recollection of watching the meeting, was whether or not they wanted the 6-foot fence all the way around, or whether or not they just wanted the 6-foot fence where their current existing 4-foot fence is currently located. It would be the latter. They're looking to replace just the existing 4-foot fence, so they're not gonna add on to that. And at the public hearing in our agenda packet, we will have a map from the contractor outlining that. So this is just a motion to re-advertise for them, so that we can get that approved.
Okay, motion to approve the authorization to advertise a public hearing on July 20th at 6:15 PM at the Portage Borough Council Chambers located at 721 Main Street, Portage, PA, for a fence variance request submitted by Mr. Billings for 904 Gillespie Avenue to replace an existing 4-foot fence with a 6-foot fence pursuant to ordinance 2-2021. Motion made by Mr. Harrison, second by Mr. Portash. Questions, remarks? Mr. Cadwalder?
Yes.
Mr. Scarton?
Yes.
Mr. Harrison?
Yes.
Mr. Portash?
Yes.
Myself, yes, motion carries 5-0. Item 9, discussion items.
Fran kind of covered this in his public works report about conditions of the road, some of the potholes and some of the projects that we have going on. We listed them out here for you. So if anybody has questions that we didn't get a chance to ask during his report, now would be the time to do that.
Questions?
And before I dismiss and let Fran and Logan go home, are there any questions from the audience regarding road or pothole fixture? Mr. Vaughn, I knew you were gonna come up.
Have a happy retirement, Fran.
Oh.
You've done good by me. You've done a good job on Park Avenue. The young man that plowed this year, I'm not sure if it was this young man.
That's who it was.
Excellent job also.
Thank you. Thank you.
Enjoy it best you can. Make sure you get that fishing rod out.
Oh, yeah. I will, I will.
Look at his shirt.
Yeah, you're right, it's ready. Any other comments, questions, concerns?
All right. Okay, item B, discussion and presentation from the Women's Club of Portage. They're not, they weren't able to make it. Email.
Yes, I'm not sure. Becky did email me. She said she might make it. I don't think.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
not here.
okay.
Not here.
So, we don't need to have any discussion. I know they're working on a parks project and, they're excited to talk about it, so I won't ruin the surprise.
All right. Okay, item 10, unfinished business. A, Johnstown Housing Authority.
So I have this on here just to let everybody know that we are still continuing to try to reach out to them. Our solicitors are talking to each other. And, you know, we're hoping that they will come to the table. The advice that the solicitor has given us is that if it comes to it, you know, we may take the stance that we don't do water services anymore. And that's kind of what we're gonna go with. And I know that has been former solicitor advice as well. So it's just kind of where we're at, just letting everybody know that we're still continuing to try to bring them to the table for additional discussion.
Okay, item 11, new business. A, none. We need a second.
No, no, move on.
Okay, item 13, citizens input on non-agenda items. Period of not more than 5 minutes will be allowed per visit.
It's been long.
Thank you. A little further in my little talk here tonight, I will also address the word frivolous.
Yeah.
Good evening. I stand before you again to express my disappointment in the decisions or lack thereof of this council. Here are a couple of examples. The adoptions of rules, policies, and ordinance that serve no apparent need or reason is one of these reasons. The oversight which this council gladly gives away and the inability to be proactive are a couple others. Every time we have to react to a poor decision, it costs money. But tonight, I speak to address the elephant in the room. The frivolous lawsuit brought against the administrators, not against the council, but against the administrators of a local Facebook group. While the outcome of this needless action is still unknown, here are a couple of observations. You may take them however you wish, but they're my opinion only. I'm not sure one council member will respond, as in the past, they never do respond. I'm positive a few will stare down at their paperwork to appear busy. A couple will stare at me like a deer in the headlight. Regardless, most people listen with their ears. However, I'm not certain whether anyone who addresses this council is really heard. When this lawsuit was initiated, the president claimed that most borough residents support the actions of this council. Maybe some do. Most comments I hear or see have not proved that statement to be true. Actually, many, if not most, are not supportive of this action. How did every one of you believe that the borough should even get involved? Were each of you that easily convinced? Initiating a lawsuit should not have been the first step with this issue. The president stated the intention was not to shut down the page. I believe it was that intention. I will paraphrase what the mayor had to say. He said that even though he may have had poor advice, he proudly stated that he would vote again to further put the taxpayers at risk with this lawsuit. Just what would justify that comment? Because it's easy to spend other people's money? Does that make it easier to make a lawsuit such as this? Let's take a journey down this unnecessary path. First, the council felt there was a need to join this lawsuit was for fear of employing an individual in bad faith. The main focus of the lawsuit was not focused on the borough. And why did we get involved? Second comes a couple illegal votes, either taken in executive session or action taken with no votes. Many hours of money was authorized by this council, plus many court filings were late or non-existent. Now the borough is trying to squirm out of being a plaintiff, only to leave the main individual to stand alone. Why would that be? Are they finally realizing the big mistake made in the beginning? Or are they simply throwing that individual under the bus, just as they did the past solicitor? Or the fear of the cost of the fact to the taxpayers? If any monies are awarded to the defendants, the 7 sitting in these seats and the chief should bear that cost. It should not come from any line item in the budget. I read somewhere it might come from the road budget. Really? The way the roads are now, we're gonna maybe take money from that budget? Possibly some of the council did not feel good about making this frivolous decision. But they did vote unanimously to spend taxpayer money frivolously. And the borough should bear the cost, not the taxpayer. As representatives of this borough, each and every council member and the chief should be financially responsible. Maybe that consequence would serve to have better decisions made in the future. I'm positive these comments will have no impact on the conduct of this council or the council members. I would only hope that each one of you takes responsibilities for your actions. Whatever the cost of the borough should be on you. If you refuse and cannot represent the citizens in a more positive fashion, resignation might be the best avenue. You have brought negative light upon Portage again. Thank you very much.
Ms. Phipps, did you have anything additional on non-agenda items?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Back from the Altoona here. I know you just signed in, but I have to ask. Ms. Kinley is not here. Mr. Schoenfeld?
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, item 14, go to the borough. Okay, item 15, adjournment. Motion to adjourn. Mr. Portash, second by Mr. Harrison. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Motion carries 5-0. That's 17.
Thanks for saying that.